What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And today we gotta jump into the Bitcoin monumental bullish action with my raspy voice. With all of the weather in Missouri going up and down and up and down, I just can't stay on top of it. So I apologize if my voice sounds like complete hot garbage. All right. Well, before we jump into this, I must remind you that, of course, this is not financial advice. Anything I say or do in this video can cause you to lose everything except for your couch, and you could be living on that couch in a back alleyway subsiding on pork and beans. Okay, now that I've properly warned you, let's jump into the 4-hour chart and see what we can see, as Bitcoin just does not seem to want to come down. The more I wait for a correction, the more it does not want to happen. We had a long consolidation back here that broke out here into another long consolidation that broke out here. And guess what? We have another consolidation happening around the 61,800 volume node on the VPVR. When I jump to the one-day chart, you're going to see something here. I think this is going to go up, and I'm going to tell you what. We do have an interesting stochastic where we were at a stochastic peak here, and we moved up. We peaked again, and then we're consolidating. But notice how every time we have a bullish peak where the blue line jumps on top of the orange, it unfurls like it did here for a bearish fall. Then it faked out once, faked out twice, crossed over, went bullish, and then gave up again for a third time. But notice what is happening with price up above. Here's your peak right here, okay? And on this next lower high of the stochastic, notice that we're still in this consolidation box. And then stochastic goes down and makes a cross, which is another lower high point, a lower bullish cross rather, that unfurled. But notice we're still in the consolidation box. Now we have a fourth crossover right here. Is it going to hold? I don't know. But if this crossover holds or even unfurls, we need to watch what's happening with price up here while we're still in the consolidation box around the 61,800 volume node. All the while, we're watching the MACD oscillators that had a bearish cross and sinking, where the blue line is still at the same distance below the orange line while we're printing dark, solid red bars on the histogram, which should say that price is correcting and going down, but we're staying in this consolidation zone. Well, there's a reason for it. And when we look at the one-day chart, here we go. What do we see? What is staring you right in the face? I'm going to let you guess before I tell you what I see. In fact, I'll just draw it out while you are guessing. First, I'll give you a hint. There's something right here that we can draw. And then there's something right here that we can draw. So if you guessed a bullish pennant or flag, you guessed right. So on the previous move, we formed this masterful bullish flag, and it broke out at the end of the flag. And let's look. If we take the pole out and replace it at the tip, it told us what that next area was going to be, and it was just above 61,800. It takes us right to the tip of this next consolidation move. And so if judging by this, okay, let's clear this and scrunch this down. We'll bring this down here so we can draw this out again and see what the possibilities are if this breaks to the upside, which, since Bitcoin has made a fool out of me and done nothing but break to the upside on these last several moves, I'm thinking it's going to do it to me again. So let's make a pennant here, or a flag. We could call it either way. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. But at any rate, when we take the pole and stick this at the end of wherever this consolidation move finishes, it's going to tell us that the target could be at 76,000, which would be a new all-time high. Wow. Now, notice down here on the MACD, the oscillators are still moving in the upward direction, okay? We have a clear gap between the blue line and the orange line as it's moving upwards, even though we had a bearish stochastic cross. But if this curls on around and does the same thing and stays in this overbought zone above the 80 line, where we've been for quite a while, only touching on the 80 line here and dipping below it here before the monumental move up, I'm thinking we're going to have another bullish breakout. But all good things must come to an end. What goes up must come down, even though we are, I believe, in the bull market now. All indications are that we're not going to see a serious correction on Bitcoin. But if we do, let's explore some possibilities by analyzing the 1 week chart to see what is in the cards. Well, we can see here, and this is interesting because I had this ascending line here. I drew these lines like a long time ago. Okay, this is from the, the Fibonacci, all right? And we can see the bull flag here, this major bull flag that broke out, and we're at the height of this move. So if we scrunch this down, let's put some lines on here and just measure it out and see if this move is done. So if we had a flagpole here, we had this flag looking like this, that's a bull flag. That's an obvious bull flag. We take the pole, let's get our pick tool and take the flagpole out, move it up. It looks like we are at or near the extent of the current move. So what's going to happen next? I don't really know, but let's scrunch down and kind of look and see what we can find on these indicators. Well, it looks like the stochastic wants to cross over. Do you see the blue line hooking over like it's trying to find the orange line? Well, if it does and we have a crossover, we could be due for a correction. But we see that the lagging oscillators on the MACD are showing bullishness, where the blue line is taking flight, flying up and away from the orange line, and we're also printing solid green bars on the histogram. Very bullish. So what's going to happen at this point? We break out to 70 and maybe give ourselves a chance to roll this stochastic over. Maybe it comes up again and then rolls over. Do we get a full cycle down back to the oversold zone before this entire bull market is over? I don't know. Well, let's crunch this down a little bit and look at these volume nodes. Okay, we're going to be in price discovery once we break the previous all-time high, which was like what, 69? Was it 69? Why do I not remember that? The market peak, yeah, 68, 69, almost 69,000, I guess, on this. Let's zoom in on that previous candle and see if we can pick that price. Yeah, it is right at 68,642, somewhere around there. So once we pass 68 and we make a new all-time high, we're in price discovery, guys. Price discovery. So if this is the bull run, we might not ever come back down again. We could just continue up. Now we'll have to look at the 1 month chart to get a determination on this, because what I'm seeing here is when we had the market bottom, which coincided with these stochastic dips here and the bottom of the MACD oscillators here, we noticed that we jumped up and had this little jump here that coincides with these stochastic peaks. And then notice that when we hit this dip on the stochastic, we stayed within this consolidation zone right there. That was our hint that the market bottom was already in, and I wasn't paying attention. So once we came back up to overbought zone here, we haven't jumped out of it. So we've had the 2-3 strong moves. Here's move number 1, consolidation, move number 2, maybe a little consolidation. We could get move number 3 up to 70,000. We'll see. But let's look at the big picture and flip this over to the 1 month chart and see where we are, where we could be. Now, when we look at the previous bull market peak, we can see quite clearly we had that double top last time right here. Okay, that was our bull market peak. Now, let's see what happened the last time. We had the market bottom here, And then notice how price came up, and then we had a little bit of a bowl right here, okay? And so after this bottom, we never had a major catastrophic correction. We just went on up until we had the bull market peak. Now, you did have a catastrophic correction here, where we came back down to the black dash line, but then we jumped back up, and I think that this was after the blow off top, and I think that the frenzy of the replay, the rally move, broke the all-time high, and we've never seen that happen before. But I think that that was a rally move, because you'll notice that the stochastic peak was here, and when we hit this next peak, look where we are in the stochastic. It didn't even break the 80 line, okay? So this was a bear market rally that made a new all-time high. Here's our all-time high. We come down, we come back up. We didn't make it to the 80 line, and then we sailed down at that point. Now, let's look at something here. We have our market bottom that was in down here, and everybody who said, including me, that we were going to return to 11,000, we were dead wrong. I think 11,000 is out of the picture. In fact, I don't even think we come back down to this black dash line. I think that the previous peak here could end up being a support. So let's just flesh this out. Let's say here's the previous bull market peak. We make a little box, okay, and we enter this box. So the correction could look something like this. We hit 76,000, right? And then we correct and come down somewhere in this box. And then we continue up from there as we run into the year 2025, maybe. And then we sail for new all-time highs. One thing that I notice here is that while I thought for sure that this bearish crossover that was happening right here was going to indicate the catastrophic drop, look what happened. The blue line curled underneath, and now it's crossing back over the orange line. So even though we are clearly in overbought territory, it looks to me like the fast line wants to come up for another surge, and that could be where we hit 76,000. And so if this is the real bull market, the rest of the action that we see could mean, say, dropping down a little bit like this and then coming back up again for the new all-time high at the peak of this bull run, just like we saw back here. Here was the market bottom, and then we consolidated. And then the stochastic did not have a full cycle down. It dipped here and came right back up. And then we had our blow off tops, the double top, and then we cycled down for a full stochastic bottom. All right. And we might not see that again until the bull run is over. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinion on this, but I've just about given up on a catastrophic drop because the timing of it doesn't fit. We usually don't see a black swan event that takes the market out during the bull run. It usually doesn't happen that way. It didn't happen here. Nothing stopped this market from the time that we ended the consolidation till the all-time peak number one and all-time peak number two. Nothing stopped it. And even with the rally move coming back up, we really didn't have a singular black swan event until we entered into the bear market, where we had this big red candle here. We had one here. We had one here. So there was some black swan events. This third one was when FTX exchange collapsed. I can't even remember what the previous black swan events were, but there was catastrophic news that coincided with what the chart was going to play out anyway. So this is what I think is going to happen. Now, whenever BTC finally hits, say, 76,000 and it pauses to correct, I think alts could correct, and then everything is going to go bananas. So I'm kind of bullish at this point. And again, I would love to hear your opinion, but we can watch these charts and stay down here on the 4-hour and on the 1-day chart. Let's flip back to the 4-hour. Here we go. And let's just look at this. If we watch this, we're going to be able to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, as this stochastic keeps dipping, if we stay at this node, we're going to know that the next move could be to 76,000. All right? Time will only tell. Share your thoughts in the comments, and I'm going to be tracking the altcoins and the memes all along the way. And besides that, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to help support this channel, you may do so with the giving of a super thanks. I have missed my deadline of the end of February to get the paid group started, but I'll have a video explainer. I want to let you know what you're buying before you jump in. There are things that I will be providing, and there are things that I will not be providing. So I want to make that clear. And then that way, you're not going to join and ask me to do TA on, a bunch of different cockamamie projects that I don't want to do. If you want to pay me to break down and do a report on a specific project that you have, you can do that, and we can discuss a direct fee for that. Maybe 100 USDT to do some due diligence and give you a full report, including a video. All right. But with the paid group, I will let you know exactly what you're going to get for your money and the amount of work that I'm going to put in to earn your membership. That's all I got for now. Please post in the comments and let me know what you think that the next move is going to be, and if BTC surges out of this consolidation to 20,000. That's all I got for now. This is Carlton, and I am out.